Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and another episode here on Eldred, Minnesota. We are just filling up in the sprayer. So we got some herbicide out here right now. We got the truck down. Where are we at? Oh yes. So we're a little bit farther than that, but yeah, we've been out in the field this afternoon. It's actually been it rained for a long majority of the day. So yes, we are out here. We're spraying a little bit of, I would call it pre-emerge, but it is herbicide. Pre-emerge is a little bit, yeah, definitely not pre-emerge. Oh, dang it, we're off too, aren't we? See, I was filming and then I took a couple days break, so we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit. Gonna have to go back and get that. Anyway. Yeah, but this field already had weeds in it, so we're just spraying some herbicide now. We have one more field. Let's see if we can open our menu. We need to make sure that we are spraying application rate. So yes, so this one has, we're at 2% herbicide so far. I feel like that should be more, but if we go into this menu now, filter all of our fields, we're going to do a treatment plan. 25 needs some herbicide, so that's going to be the next field that we do, and that is actually, where is that? That's going to be this field, but we actually haven't planted anything in it yet. So I want to actually wait until we get it planted to actually spray any herbicide in it. Turn that off. But yeah, I mean, I love the thought that we are going to have to actually like spray, you know, like go out and spray. Because there's so many times where you don't even have to do that, really. Like, you could get away with, if you plowed your ground, if you put fertilizer in your planter, you would technically never have to spray your fields. Which is just, like, to me, it's like not realistic. Everybody is out spraying their fields. In the spring, in the summer, before fall. Like, they're making sure they're getting the right stuff on their crops, all that stuff. So I absolutely love that this part of this soil fertilizer mod. It's a big deal. Because I want to be forced to actually keep my fields maintained. I feel like I should increase my render distance so we don't have this circle. One thing I hate about weeds in a field that doesn't have crops in it, it looks so bad. Because now there's diseases and stuff that we got to deal with. Yeah, like we're gonna have disease pressure, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna have to deal with eventually, you know, depending on what the weather's like. If we get a lot of rain and stuff, we're gonna have leaching and stuff. So some of the nutrients that we're putting into, or commodities, I mean, that we're putting into our crops might become less effective. We might have to come out and respray with whatever, you know. So I'm really looking forward to what that part of the mod is going to be like for us. But with that said, I am going to just keep the hammer down here. We got quite a bit left, actually. It'll probably take us into the evening. This field is 100 and almost 80 acres, so it's been taking us a while. Oh, we got the picker out. Got to get him going again. Yeah, yeah, so I mean, really the only field that really needs anything right now is 25. So the rest of these will probably be back in the sprayer later on after we get some crops planted. Maybe we'll see what we got going on once we get our soybeans and pintos in to get some like pre-emerge and stuff down on those if we need it. Yeah, I honestly, I was planning on making a whole episode on just spraying, but realizing now that the next field is actually only, it doesn't have any crop in it, we might have to incorporate this little tidbit into our April episode. So anyway, we're gonna keep at her. We'll catch up with you guys when we're on to the next exciting thing. Well, good morning, folks. It is April 1. It's about 9:11 a.m. Had to change my time scale quick. I was just slowing it down while I was getting things set up quick. Yeah, so we got some guys out in the field right now. We got Tim up in the 9570 tilling up the pinto bean ground. We've got Ben working the next soybean field, and we got the rock picker going too. So we are about to hop in the 9520, and we're going to actually be planting some soybeans with this. For the moment, this is going to be the only field we plant soybeans with the drill, but I wanted to get a little bit of a head start because we do have some weather coming this month. So this field that Ben was working in the last episode is actually the field that we're going to be putting into soybeans. Once we get to the field, I'll actually show you what fields are going to be going into what. But this here is the sugar beet field on the left. Looking good. I wish there wasn't all those dead weeds in there, but kind of got to bear with me right now. Getting a new game save set up. There's going to be some things with the fields that just, yeah, you're going to have to kind of deal with. Next year, if we're still doing this series, then things will be better, hopefully. I certainly hope we'll still be doing this series. It would be sweet if we were. There's a few strips in the ground here. We were having the picker out here, kind of more as just a test, like demo type thing. Test with the demo before we move too far from the farm. I'll actually show you. Now we're gonna get unloaded or unfolded, and we're gonna actually get working first. All right, we're gonna just go with that. For now, why are the covers not closing? That's strange too. Okay. Once this thing gets straight, we're gonna just drop it down. Wrong button. We might shut our, or slow up a slight bit. This thing is wonderful for, you know, having a large capacity of seed and fertilizer and things, but it does plant at a pretty slow speed. I think I need to map different buttons here, because this one that I'm looking at, that should be able to bump over the track, is not doing that. So with that being said, I'm actually going to just freehand the end row here. I think we don't need to be planting soybeans into the grass. I'd rather freehand the edge here and then let our kind of row technology take or be able to manage with overlaps. Oh, there we go. That works. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good, actually. Let's turn our HUD on and actually make sure that we are doing a recommended application rate. We have the NPK in here. We're over-fertilizing in anticipation that with all the weather coming that we will be having some leaching going on where we're going to lose some nitrogen, lose out on some nitrogen. We're kind of over-applying it. Also, I do know that soybeans don't really need nitrogen in Farm Sim base game, but I'm not sure about with this mod. So that's one thing we got to kind of figure out too, is do soybeans even use nitrogen? If they don't, then it doesn't really matter what we do. But it's kind of cool to see the compaction percentage going up because we've actually been in this field, we've cultivated it, and we've picked it a little bit. And now we're driving in it with this heavy seeder, so it's kind of cool that it is actually taking into account compaction. But yeah, once we actually get on a GPS track here, I'll throw up the old map quick. We'll take a look at where everybody is. I can show you guys that. Alright, so now that we're actually on a track, we're going to actually come back. We're going to make a turn back, come down this way, and finish this off. So we got beans going in here. Ben is actually in the 9430 in this field, getting that fit, and then Tim is up here, the 9570, getting that ready, and then the picker should be getting going soon. He's going to be working this ground behind Tim because he said that there is quite a bit of rocks actually showing up there that we can see. Not really big of a deal in 36 either, so that is the plan there. These two are going to be our pinto fields. This field that we're working right now is actually going to be soybeans, and same with 36. So then that leaves 32, 25, and 12. I want to say, let me look at my notes. Yeah, 12, 25, and 32 are going to be our cornfields. So 12, 25, and 32 will be our cornfields. So the amount of acres that we're actually running, the most acres that we have is actually going to be sugar beets. And sugar beets, we're at 276 acres, which, if you guys are familiar with Farm Sim, that's a lot of acres to do. I know realistically that doesn't fit, right? But we still got to keep it manageable as well, because I can't just sit here all day and play Farm Sim. So this is definitely keeping me busy enough. And I think 800, and I think we're running like 890 acres or something like that. And like I said, for Farm Sim standards, that's a lot of acres. We will not be planting this whole field. John is going to be showing up here soon. He had something going on this morning, so he is going to be a late start today. We will be heading back, so he'll show up eventually with a pickup. And then we're actually going to get into our planter, like the actual planter, and head up and get some pintos drilled. So we got John heading over here right now. Should be showing up relatively soon. So we are just going to pick up, meet him right there. There he comes in the range, or the gator, apparently. We will take that back to the farm and get some, he is just zipping. Look at him go. Absolutely zipping. Okay. John, chill out, alright? Yeah, so, take that back to the farm. And then we are going to get the planter loaded up with seed. We do have rain coming at about 4. So we need to, yeah, kind of work around that. That's just going to be a quick shower. So it shouldn't really delay us much. Hopefully we can get out and plant today. But maybe if we can't, then it is what it is. April 2 should be a decent day for planting. So I'm gonna chat with John, and I'll catch you guys back in the farm here in a second. All right, welcome back. We are in the yard right now. Got the 4440 hooked up to the auger, and this is actually the way that we load our old tender here. We will not be using the tender for pintos. We actually have just bags of pintos that we fill individual hoppers with. But we do use this for our soybean and corn. It's just how we order them. So we need to grab the skid steer. If you see the money went down, it's because we actually ended up paying our seed bill. As I was thinking about it. This thing probably should warm up a little bit, but we're running low on time. We're just going to risk that it's going to be able to handle it. We're just going to kind of take her slow. Need to unhook this implement mover. Hook onto our pallets, or pallet forks here. Our pallets of seed are actually on the racks in the cold storage shed. We're gonna run over there really quick, grab a pallet of seed. We can get that loaded, and we also need to fill up our saddle tanks on the tractor with the starter. Again, I don't know if soybeans take nitrogen with this new mod, so I am just treating it like we might need some nitrogen on them. That might be a complete mistake, but because I'm new to the mod, I just want to kind of experiment with it. I know that we could come back later and spray if we wanted to, but I'm gonna put some down right now. Get out from under this. This thing is very touchy. And yeah, so we got that there. We'll see how far that fills us, but we're gonna get this filled up, and then I'll catch you guys once we're headed down to the field. Alright, so you can see that we are still not in the field. That is because we have completely changed our plans. The rock picking in the first pinto bean field is taking a long time. There's a ton of rocks in it this year. So, we are actually loading up the tender with our soybean seed, and we are going to go down to the field that Ben was working in. Sorry, I'm just focusing, making sure that this gets full. He finished up there, so that is all ready to go. So that means that, yeah, that one doesn't need picking, and that's pretty much the first field ready. So we completely changed our plans. We're planting soybeans. We'll just get all the soybeans done first. John is still working in the other field with the big drill. Actually, just gonna park this up right here. I'm gonna shut the 4440 down. That is good to go, and the tender should be good to fill the drill with. So we're gonna back this up, get in position. We'll close the top at some point, but this amount that we have in here should be plenty to last us. There we go. Pretend that that is a longer spout. Use your imagination, working with what we got. Hopefully, we can start getting that filled up. So, not sure why, but alright. So we're gonna work on getting this filled. And then, yeah, now we'll meet you down at the field. Alright. We're just down here at the field entrance. This is actually field 32. We're going by our numbering system. Is it 32? No, 36. Sorry. 36. We'll pull in here. And, we are going to start right here. This side of the field. We're going to be working east-south on this field, or east-west, east-south. What in the hell? It's late, guys. Bear with me. We're going to get all set up here. Again, we're just going to get the AB line going, or set at least. Guess it's really not an AB line because that's not how we're doing it, but the GPS line, we're going to reset that. That works there. And then, as always, we're going to freehand it to start. Oh, we're going to get this fired up. And I think this is a good spot to drop her down. There we go. And away we go. I'm going to slow it up a slight bit while we're doing the end row. I go about 7. That feels good enough. You have that first row unit a little bit in the grass there, so we don't really want that. Try to keep it on the edge of the field. But we are planting soybeans. Let's make sure that all the stuff that we need is good to go. As you see, we don't have any fertilizer in here, so we actually emptied our tanks and all that good stuff. They want to actually try this field. We're going to experiment. I know I'm just back and forth with all this stuff, but I'm trying to get my head wrapped around it. We're going to experiment this time around with trying this field without any commodities. The other one, we obviously have some NPK in there. The beans that were drilled with the drill, or the seeder. This one, we are going to do no commodities, and we're going to see kind of what the difference is going to end up being if we take a look actually at this. So the nitrogen is good, kind of like the other field, but the P and the K need some help. It also looks like we do need some lime in this field, but I think that's just going to be something that we're... Oh, it looks like the pH is actually high for this field. So that's interesting. Compaction being 0 is interesting. I wonder if that is due to us cultivating it. Could be. That'll be... I'm curious to see what that's going to be like when we finish this field, if the compaction goes up at all. As always, we are going to just trudge on, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Alright. We are still plugging away. We're pretty much still in the same section. It's really not been too long yet. But yeah, sun's going down. You can kind of see the town a little bit over here. It's where we sell most of our crop down there. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of a cool view with the sun in the background. And yeah, but so we are, it's probably gonna be the last time I check in with you guys until April 2, because the sun is going down, and I don't always enjoy recording in the dark. We are going to flip a few headlights on here, just the front ones. Not too dark yet, but maybe we'll do a little in-cab. But yeah, everything's going pretty good so far. If we look here, nothing's really changing. We have a 1% compaction now. Yield prediction is at 79%, but that's pretty much all we got at the moment. Tim is actually working the second field now, 16. Ben is just brought this picker with the 4440 up to the other field because he is done. And he's going to start working on the field that Tim is now working in. We need to get those picked. Ooh, look at that sunset. That is really cool. Is that custom? That'd be a custom sunset or something. That's awesome. Look at that. How cool is that? Probably can warrant some rear lights yet so we can see our rows and everything, and if everything's working. But we'll make one more pass down, then we'll do our headland here, and then we'll probably head over there. We'll do a little bit of work over in that, I don't even know what to call it, thumb or something. You could call it the thumb of the field right there. But yeah, not even halfway yet, so we're gonna be out here for a bit. We did expect rain around 4 o'clock, and then it got pushed to 8 o'clock, and now it's looking like it's gonna be midnight before it comes, so that's been nice because we've been able to go a little bit longer than we were expecting. But because of the rain, we're probably going to have to finish up planting this field tomorrow, which is alright. We'll be able to go back to the farm, top up with fuel and all the other things that we might need. We might need a little more seed, but we should have plenty of seed on the farm and in the tender and stuff. We shouldn't need any more. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, we're gonna keep at it, and we'll catch up with you guys during the day when the sun is shining in April 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to April 2. About 7 o'clock. We are gonna do a little bit of an inspection on these two tillage tractors, make sure they're all ready to go for the day. Air intake needs blown out on that one. See if this needs anything. Radiator air intake needs blown out on that one, so we'll get these moved. I'm actually gonna get them warming up with the fellas. There we go. We are gonna get the roller running today. They're gonna roll over the bean ground at some point. We did not finish planting last night. We ran out of seed. So we're gonna drive the tender down. We got some guys to drop off at... We got one guy to drop off at the rock picker. And then we'll take Tim with us. He is going to run the tender back once we get to the tractor. And then we actually have a tractor that's broken down. So the 4440 broke down last night. We were running the picker. Ben ran it up there, like I showed you guys, and he ran it a few passes. He found a few rocks, and then, yeah, it was having all sorts of issues with the hydraulics and stuff. So if you're familiar with the rock pickers, they use a lot of hydraulic power to power them, and yeah, so that's broken. So we need to figure that out. We're either going to bring it back. I mean, we are going to bring it back at some point. So we only got one picker going. That's the 8410. The planting of the pintos might be slightly delayed once again. All right, got the tractors pulled up now, and we are blowing out the radiator and on that one. I'm just gonna blow this one down really quick as well. Got a little dusty. These tractors are filthy. There we go. Perfect. So those are ready. The guys should be piling in to the truck here soon. So, like I said, we are going to... I'm just going to get this warming up so we can head down there. At some point, we are going to need to get... Probably after we get the soybean field planted, we'll get the 9520 and the drill sorted out. So we'll get all the fertilizer and extra seed and such unloaded from that. This tote here, this pro box here, is actually our sugar beet seed. So that's the sugar beet seed that we had left. So we'll hop in the truck and we'll catch you guys down at the field. Alright. There goes the picker. He's going to finish up this field today. Probably start working on the next. Now we are going to head down. So just dropped him off. And Tim and I are going to get the planter filled, topped off with what we have in the tender. And then we're going to get to planting. Well, hopefully we can finish this field before the rain comes at around 1 o'clock. Alright, we're pulling up to the field now. We got this little thumb part done yesterday. It's an interesting little area to plant in. And this is the owners of this field. This is one of the ones we rent. And we have a real good relationship with them. And they let us park our equipment there and such. They actually let us, during harvest and stuff, pull trucks up onto the side of their yard and all that stuff. So what is going to be the best way? Probably pull this. We need to get the tractor warming up. We're probably just going to pull it up to the edge of the field, and then we'll pull the tender in behind it. There we go. We'll pull the tender in and get this thing filled up. Alrighty. We're going at her. Getting her close to done. Got about a third of the field left. All headlands are finished that need to be finished. We'll have to finish this headland and then finish it by rounding that corner when we're done. Tim is gone. He headed back to the farm. He is going to get the 9120 rocking and rolling some bean ground for us. So he's going to start probably with the field. Well, not probably. He is going to start with the field that John finished last night with the drill. Ben is actually going to be working on emptying out the drill. And then John is, I don't think he's coming in today. John's a guy he's an older guy. So he's one of our seasonal / full-time guys. He's around during the busy seasons, and he also comes in during the also not so busy seasons to run truck and all that kind of stuff. So he's a little bit more, I'd say he's a part-timer. Not a seasonal guy. Part-timer is a way to put it, but yeah, because we are pretty much his work is finished for the spring. He might come out and run some tender truck for us and stuff while I'm spraying, but we'll see. We also gotta find some work for Ben and Tim as well, so those are the guys we gotta keep busy because those are our full-timers. But anyway, that's where we're gonna actually end the video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. We'll finish this up off screen. Thank you to my YouTube channel members. You guys are the best. Thank you for your support. You guys are the backbone to this channel. All the new guys, thank you. All the old guys, thank you as well. You guys, some of you guys have been around for a long time, and I do really appreciate that. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.